Perhaps we can have a compendium of some of the nonsense that's been trotted out to us, because they obviously think that workers, business, families and teenage children are all stupid. Well, the one thing they have, all of them, is a very good memory. Remember Gladys Berejiklian in May? Quote, "I fear for Victoria and I worry about what their government may do. We have demonstrated to other states that it's possible to manage an outbreak and not shut down a city," unquote. Not one word of apology from Berejiklian for being hopelessly wrong. Then, a week ago, listen to this.
No matter where you live in Greater Metropolitan Sydney, you should have a mask with you. Even if you're just exercising with your household, you might change your mind to pick up a coffee or pick up something or be in an outdoor market. You have to wear a mask in those settings.
But the daily doses of alarmism kept coming.
All of us have to be on our guard no matter where we live.
On our guard, eh? I suppose because in the 24 hours to 8 p.m. last night, we've got to be on our guard. 85,185 people were tested. I wonder, can they tell us the cost of all of this? I'm telling you, it's hundreds and hundreds of millions of dollars at $200 a test. But 85,185 to 8 p.m. last night, and 124 is the alarmist figure out of 85,185 tests. Are these people kidding us? 0.145%. But the Premier proudly boasted earlier this week.
Nearly 6,000 businesses had their applications processed for support.
Yes, Gladys, thousands of businesses just trying to make a quid to pay tax so you can get your fat salary while they're on their knees. Many will never come back because 0.145% of 85,000 tested positive, or 99.85% tested negative. And what does Dr. Chant say?
We have to stop the spread of COVID. To do this, we all need to work together.
Work together, eh? If you tell someone on another planet that we had a problem down here, but it represented 0.145% of the population and we'd ground everything to a halt, would you think they'd laugh at us? It is not credible that intelligent people could pursue this alarmism. But here was Chant again.
So even if you run into your next door neighbour in the shopping centre, in the Coles, whilst you're at Coles or Woolworths or Aldi or any other grocery shop, don't start up a conversation. Now is the time for minimising your interactions with others. Even if you've got a mask, do not think that affords total protection.
Where do they get this stuff from? Where is there any epidemiological proof for that nonsense? Don't talk to your next door neighbour because 0.145% of all the people in Sydney might catch the virus. And we must shut the joint down because in all the weeks we've been in lockdown, 120 odd people are in hospital. We don't know how old. We don't know their comorbidities. We don't know their obesity. 120 odd people. I thought that's what hospitals were for the sick. Or are we saying it's dreadful? There are 121 people in hospital. All those beds should be empty. We're being run by fools incapable of rational analysis. And then, of course, we have the health hazard, the Minister himself, because the virus can kill your family and friends. Listen to this.
This virus is an extremely transmissible virus. It can kill you and it can kill your family and your friends.
Really? Where's this happening? Can you tell me? A couple have died from blood clots from AstraZeneca. Who has died with no comorbidities from coronavirus during this lockdown? Can someone tell me? I need to know. We deal in the truth here, not alarmism, but not health hazard. His advice?
Don't listen to some of these crazy messages that are coming out implying that this is not a dangerous virus.
So is health hazard in the camp of the New Zealand Prime Minister Jacinda Ardern, who urged New Zealanders this week to, quote, take all non-government information with a grain of salt, dismiss anything else. We will continue to be your single source of truth. The alarmism and hypocrisy pour forth. And Chant says this week,
we just have to make these sacrifices at this time.
Sacrifices? She's not made one single financial sacrifice in 18 months. A bit like Premier Berejiklian on full salary, closing down everybody, forcing people into the soup kitchens, and then hypocritically says
We're grateful for the feedback. We understand the impacts it's causing on the broader economy.
What? Gladys, you understand? You wouldn't have a clue. You've never employed anyone in your life or filled out a payroll tax slip. You just issue edicts that you don't live by.
No matter what your circumstances are, reduce your mobility.
Oh, yes, reduce your mobility, except if you're the Premier and you can wander out on Sunday morning proving that the words reducing your mobility have lost their meaning. And don't forget the Premier, here we go.
It's just a very simple message. Do not leave the house unless you absolutely have to. Don't engage in social interaction.
Oh, yeah, don't leave your house, no social interaction, except if you're the Premier. You can leave your house, socially interact, share coffee, and don't wear a mask. And then the gold medal in alarmism at the Scare conference.
People who are quite healthy in the morning could be on a ventilator by the evening.
Is that so? Gladys, I'll tell you something. You line up 10 doctors and ask them whether, in their experience, someone who contracts COVID, who's healthy in the morning, can be on the ventilator at night. See what the doctors say. But then, in spite of the lockdowns, which are designed to knock off the virus, the numbers keep going up. And today, proving that we're going to be here forever, listen to this.
I'm expecting case numbers to go up even higher.
Oh, yes, they're going to go up even higher. And what about this?
I can't stress enough how distressing it is for us when we uncover entire families who've got the virus.
Gladys Berejiklian, have you got any idea how distressing it is that people are jobless, without income, can't pay the rent, and then the suicide? How distressed are you really, or is your distress more fakery? She goes on.
The strongest message we can give everybody at this time is please stay at home. Please only leave your home when you absolutely have to. We can't stress that enough. You should assume, I should say, that anybody you're in contact with has the virus.
Oh, I see. Only when you absolutely have to. So, Gladys, grabbing a coffee on Sunday morning was absolutely necessary, was it? And doing so with someone else? And did you assume that when you were walking shoulder to shoulder that the other person had the virus? If 0.145% out of 85,000 have tested positive, 0.145%, why should we assume everyone has the virus? At 11:18 this morning, Berejiklian's asked when the results of the harsher lockdown will be seen.
We still haven't had the results of what those harsher lockdown restrictions may have had, and that won't happen until the weekend and early next week.
How out of touch are these people? Until the weekend or the next? You are completely rattled, Gladys Berejiklian, but Health Hazard had the final say.
The most potent virus we've had probably on Earth. It's a shocker.
What a joke. Ever had on Earth. Ever. I don't have to explain the stupidity of such a comment. At 11:55, Brad Hazard concluded, we have to go and do some work. Yes, Brad, continuing to peddle alarmism every day must be a very tiring business. What do you think, viewers? Email me, alan@skynews.com.au or the text line 0414 000 848.